Conscious Thought, Episode 123, November 5th, 2025. Universe's Economic Accounting System versus typical political articulations of the concept of affordability. Christina Herlofson's Synergetics Research Project. Rejoicing triumphantly, having meteorically arisen from relative obscurity to the front and center stage now, with only the victor's promised assurances to be kept. As the youngest generation and all sincerely focused observers, specifically in this New York City mayoral event field, expects the utmost and not the least bit of failed attempts to do what needs to be done that typically articulates the politics of the concept of affordability, after all. And of course, the challenge is not for the DSA, Democratic Socialists of America, to pull a rabbit out of their magician's big black hat. Realistically, it is for localized membership of its 90,000 members and chapters in all 50 states to transcend erroneously assessed national indebtedness, which enters only negatively into the ledgers of the depreciative accounting system relative to the short-term energy conservation. According to Wikipedia, the DSA is a political organization in the United States as the nation's largest socialist organization. It positions its psyches, its personalities, its philosophy, and its perspectives that support a wide range of ideologies similarly to Trotskyism, Marxism, Leninism, coinciding with economic planning and market socialism, reforming the concept revolution as a regressive complementary to degrowth, all of which is not the least bit obvious as these manifestations increase the tolerance magnitudes of the residual inaccuracies of observation and articulation instead of reducing it. Synergetically informed awareness of the total energy accounting, Commonwealth equating accounting, locks fundamental and central energy incrementations to human physical energy work capability. Such capability is augmented by the human mind's comprehensive employability of generalized principles of universe, and none of the PRJWBCHM paradigmatic factors, politics, religion, justice, war, belief complex hierarchical matrix. There is no logical reason to expect his latest round of enthusiasts to successfully compete with fundamental data that can be introduced into world computer memories to enlighten our humanity with increasingly more effective options of evolutionary cooperation, including social commitment. Not only have we been short-sighted by clinging ignorantly to the one-year accounting system, but also to the political terms in office and various traditional banking practices, expecting this time around to exclude the freedoms integral to our synergetically informed awareness based in how many forward days of organized capability that we have available to serve the populations of humans. exploiting others into the you or me phase of our humanity's past struggles for basic survival exudes the negative accounting practices and procedures, especially when any of the PRJWBCHM factors slowly and steadily work its ambitions into the universal communications process. Humans seem prone to hitch a ride on the appealing political bandwagon, attaching their enthusiasm to someone else's philosophy while learning more about what it can mean as one of the 4 P's carried throughout one's whole lifetime: the psyche, the personality, the philosophy, and the perspective, all of which eventually emanate from self-other validations while learning what is involved in invalidating all bias. From episode 122, Operational Geometry accomplishes invalidating all bias. The earliest lifetime philosophy, which is not usually identified thus, but typically is, an ingrained religion belief, by inculcating indoctrination of such profound impact, the individual seems prone therefrom to remain entrenched in its feigned benignant attributes or guarded from its destructiveness while searching to replace it with something closer, identified with its integral love of truth. Once the individual psyche locates the complementary philosophy to its innate love of truth, that discovery continually evolves to include clarifications of what obviously are variously contrived versions of the earlier childhood personal experience, eventually locating a festering nucleus such as the DSA's most highly publicized, seemingly innocuous but dastardly ignorant amplifications of the direst problem that exemplifies what is always a ramifying culmination working its way into omnirational metaphysical intellect, systemic thoughts, cosmic to local, information gathering, problem solving challenge. Oddly enough, in my case, the DSA is smaller than the Soviet Union and those enormously failed attempts at socialism's worst case scenarios, and smaller too than the whole PRJWBCHM contextual parameter for drawing essential localized comparisons while relying on R. Buckminster Fuller's philosophy, which requires the attempts to solve problems by inanimate invention of comprehensive anticipatory design science rather than yielding to the easier behavior of the problem discovery and the exhortation of others to solve these problems. The Synergetics Dictionary, Science, Technology, Industry, Economics, Politics, Sequence, Site, Intro to Know More, Second Hand God, page 9, May 9, 1962. From a great many politicized news reports within the last few weeks concerning the newest mayor of New York City, inexperience with managerial skills and all that is involved in running its 5 boroughs challenges, he will require relying on the enlisted support from his cohorts from the outset of his term in office, which is burdened by the PRJWBCHMR factors, ingrained bias, regardless of the lip service otherwise paid to distract would-be voters and increasing numbers of followers from his underlying ambition. The inherently contradictory underlying ambition apparently is to usurp reestablishing constitutional freedoms with foreign laws from those nations that promote Islamism and Muslimism, paying homage to their particular deity and doctrines, as if such humanly contrived beliefs are not formulated by the mindsets whose inherited philosophy is never aligned with the concept of forming a government that is honor bound to consciously continue forming a more perfect union as a true democracy with liberty and justice for all. Until next time, thank you from Christina Herlofson.